Alright, so there's been this little conspiracy brewing for a little movie called Gotti. If you have a Moviepass, they've pretty much bombarded you with notifications telling you gotta go see this movie. Then it came out and it got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, of course, if you haven't heard by now, if you're an adult, don't be so worried about a tomato. Just go watch whatever movie you want to watch. But the people behind Gotti decided to go out and make this little ad calling out critics as trolls behind keyboards and reminding you that audiences loved Gotti, and then completely ignoring the fact that it made like $2 million at the box office. Now, I think that this is genius, right? They pretty much baited critics to, laugh at this because they're being trolled out there. They talked about the movie. A bunch of people started memifying the movie. But it's when the conspiracy started coming out that I had to become LME Watson up in this thing, right? Because it turns out that, while the representatives for Gotti himself are crying wolf, that the critics are manipulating the system, that audiences truly do love it, when you check the Rotten Tomatoes user reviews, it turns out this movie has the same amount of submissions as The Incredibles. So y'all are telling me that the long-awaited Pixar film that made $180 million at the box office has the same amount as Gotti's? There is no way audiences love it that much. These fools are tampering. You then start to notice that a lot of the accounts who were reviewing Gotti positively were created that same week, and many also reviewed another movie called American Animals, which is another Moviepass funded movie. Now, I don't know what's funnier, Moviepass rushing people to go see a movie with Moviepass, meaning they're paying for their own movie, the conspiracy of them faking reviews and buying out theaters, or the one about how this movie is actually a laundering scheme for the mob, but then it didn't make enough, so they don't know how to launder this money. Now, of course, I needed to check this out for myself, since audiences love Gotti. But as some of you have noted, I don't even watch movies. I just download the trailers, read the Wikipedia pages, but this one, it has a hit out on it, right? So it's nowhere to be found online, which means I actually have to go out and see it. So my cartoon self decided to boot up my poof point machine to turn me into a human being in order to go out and experience this movie. So, no. I give Gotti a highly praised combo price. Don't even use your Moviepass for this movie. Take out a loan, go and get some tickets for your entire family of 10, and enjoy this massive stream it. It's a stream it. Now, I love me a good mob movie, right? All of these right here, they're fantastic movies, and if you haven't seen Goodfellas, unsubscribe from this channel, go watch it, come back when you have. But the thing with Gotti 2018 is that just because you have a very intriguing person you're covering, that don't mean your movie's intriguing. Right? Look at Tupac's movie. Look at J. Edgar's movie. Look at Amy Schumer's movie. Execution really is everything, but sometimes you get a movie where they just execute themselves. Now, I do think that the movie's kind of a guilty pleasure because I was laughing a lot in it, right? Like, people confuse good movies with movies that they like. You can like a movie and it don't have to be good. This movie is not good, but that doesn't mean you can't like it. It's directed by Eve from Entourage, so pretty much the entire film just feels like it's being shot in their lots. John Travolta is playing John Travolta, playing John Gotti. He completely ignores the fact that G's are supposed to move in silence like lasagna. And you're watching this dude spend his time in jail for like a majority of the movie. There's another dude in this movie who pulls a Spacey. He pretends to be disabled in public so people don't suspect him, and they don't. Gotti, on the other hand, might as well be taking selfies when he's bopping dudes because his ego was so big he wanted to make sure everyone knew about him. There are scenes in this movie where he yells at dudes for wearing masks during hits, saying, you gotta show yourself. There's a scene early on where he goes to jail for murder, is able to convince the cops to drop him off at the dentist. Dude goes into the dentist, dips out the back, changes, goes to kill a dude at a motel, comes back to the dentist to get his fillings, and just goes back to jail. Audiences love Gotti. Whenever you're covering an Italian mobster movie, of course, there's going to be a heavy focus on family, which is why you get that heartbreaking scene where in real life he actually loses one of his kids, and I'm sorry, but it was hilarious in the movie. Like, what we're seeing, which is supposed to be a terrible accident, is really just this 10-mile-an-hour car crash. This dude practically had his car on neutral when he hit the kid. If he was in a school zone, the crossing guard would tell him to press on the gas, and yet somehow the kid ends up flinging like 3 feet because he wasn't looking on his bike. There's another scene where his older son gets into a fight just because a dude offered him up free shots at a bar, which, well, this one makes complete sense because We all stiff-armed the Bath & Body Works guy for offering free tea samples. But probably my favorite part of the movie comes during a block party that they're throwing. Gotti's being all gangsta, so when the police come in, they're like, you know what, forget about it, I'm not turning this down. They forget about it, they leave. But there's a thing that they do continuously in the scene, where they show you this fireworks footage, because it's the 4th of July, and it literally looks like this. They straight up got those 3GP phone files that everyone shoots on the 4th of July and that we never see again, and they were like, yeah, let's use it for this movie. I've seen GoPro footage in films. I have never seen a movie use Motorola Crazer footage. Pitbull also does the album for this movie, which at first I thought, wow, this man's getting credited for like 3 songs for the entire... No, he actually composed the score for the entire thing, because he really is Mr. Worldwide. I did start listening to it, you know, after the movie, and my man just pretty much just listened to The Godfather and replicated that, but you know, it's cool to see an old dog learn new tricks. However, in that same fireworks scene, you probably get the funniest scene in the movie, which is them playing in that scene that song that he made for Madagascar, and like, it's not a part of the score, it's actually being played in the background of this party. People are interacting with it, people are dancing to it, and the year is 1981. Overall, it's an accurate portrayal of the man who even defies death towards the end of the movie, when he comes out and he thanks you for watching it, you know? After you see this entire film of his legacy and him dying in jail because of his cancer, Travolta pulls a Mickey Mouse Club under the Manhattan Bridge, and he literally tells the audience that they'll never see a legend such as him in another 1,000 years, and then walks off as the credits roll. Because audiences love Gotti. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm curious, on a scale from Hairspray to Grease Lightning, how much did you love Gotti? Did you have your tickets to see it again? Have you left your 4 positive reviews on the tomato meter? I'm curious to know your thoughts. It wasn't that bad. I think the whole story behind it is a lot funnier. Them trying to make an ad calling out critics who are also audience members as well. I'm not a critic, so I don't know where mine falls. Do I become a critic since I didn't fully love this? I don't know. Go watch it if it's out there for you. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And you and a friend can enter for a chance to win an exclusive round trip to the Gotti